Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg McConey, and welcome to the Super Late Model Fixed Winter Heat Series. Tonight, you are brought here and broadcasted by Sim Racing Media. Once again, I'm Greg McConey. I'm filling in tonight, and we are about to go out and have some fun. So, tonight, we have 3 laps of qualifying. We are at beautiful... Might as well pull some info up while we're waiting here. We are currently at beautiful Irwindale Speedway. So tonight, 3 laps of qualifying. Current weather conditions are 73 degrees with 36% humidity. A little bit of wind, a little bit of clouds. Not going to affect these guys all too much. But as we start to see some drivers out on the track, let's jump over and see what we've got. First off, we've got Adam Lowe tonight in the Bass Pro number 58 machine out of Chesterfield, Michigan. He's going to come down and lay the first official time at a 17.9 second lap and is quickly passed by Spencer Sweet. Spencer, you're going to have to let me know how to pronounce that name, man. At a 1781 in that 84 gear wrench machine. And right again, back to Adam Lowe at a 17.81. Now back up front as your leader, as he is on his 3rd lap of qualifying at the moment. And there we go, Adam Lowe, your current leader. Once again, now passed by Spencer, takes the pole at a 17.75. Marcus Smith comes in at a 17.77, currently in 2nd place. Adam Call is on his lap right now, trying to lay down a fast time. His last was a 17.81. We're going to take a look and see. As he crosses the line, no improvement. He was at a 17.85 his last time by. Michael Accord, currently out on track in that AC Delco machine. Take a look. Cord currently sits in 7th place at a 17.86. John Held just set the 5th fastest time in that 777 machine at a 17.85. Oh, we got 2 gear wrenches here tonight. This is going to be a fun one, folks. John back up to 5th place, and he's going to hold at a 17.85. We currently have 3 drivers, John Held, Michael Accord, and Chris Myers, all putting up 17.85s. And just as I say that, Justin Lewis goes out on track, lays down a 17.74 lap time here at beautiful Irwindale Speedway. And he is your current leader. And he is, looks like he's going to reset, try and cool that car off and get himself back out there. All right. So, got to ask, how is the sounds of everything? All right. Thank you, Mike. It is Sweat. All right. Let me pull up the YouTube chats if I can real quick. All right. So how does this sound, everybody? For those that are listening, thank you. Welcome to Sim Racing Media. If this is your first time here, I did get a brand new mic tonight, so I'm trying to make sure all my levels sound good and everybody can hear and understand what I'm saying. Nothing's too loud, too quiet. But right now we don't have anybody. Oh, Josh, I lied. Josh Terrett Hill is out on track right now in that number 3 machine. He is just finishing his first lap, and he is going to lay down a 17.89, puts him up into 9th place at the moment. Should be winding down qualifying here rather shortly. Josh coming out about to do his 2nd lap. He does not improve his time. take a look and watch his third lap here as he's about to come through turn 4 and crosses the line at a 17:88. His fastest time does not improve past 9th place. Right now, Max Caldwell drifts it out of turn 4. Beautiful job saving that car. We're going to take a look, get a different camera here. As he resets, Justin Lewis goes out. So he's going to complete his second lap, and he's using this third lap as his flyer, trying to beat his previous best time of a 17:74. It's a good straight run coming out of turn 2, dives it into 3. Oh, the back end goes out and into the wall. Justin will not improve his time, but he is still your leader at a 17:74. And Max Caldwell is about to end his second lap. Let's see what he can do on this third lap. He put down an 18:14 last time, and it looks like I'm sorry, that was his third lap, and he has abandoned that lap from here out. Let's take a look. Austin Evans has not laid down a time. Mike Peters has not had a time completed. Chris has not laid down a time. Joshua Yarborough, I was told that pronunciation. Please tell me if I'm right, Josh. And Matt Metler all have not completed a lap. As we are getting ready to wind down here in qualifying, we're going to take a look. Let me get back over to... Oh, excuse me. All right. So as this is finishing up, we're going to pull up. Let's get some race info going. So, maybe. Do you want to show for me? All right. Race info does not want to come up during qualifying. Good to know. Anyway, like I said, we're going to have Mike is going to be jumping in and out of the booth here with us tonight. And let's take a look. Nope, Matt is not setting a time. Yeah, Mike's going to jump in and out of the booth here tonight. So for those of you that don't know, the Super Late Model Fixed Winter Heat Series, which you're here watching with me tonight, they're a fun race group. They're not as, I'll say, hardcore as a lot of leagues that you might see and might watch. These guys are out here to have fun. They want to put on hard racing, so you're going to see them doing a lot of wave rounds to get guys back on the lead lap, to let everybody battle and go out and have some fun. We only have 100 laps in the main event here tonight, so that's something to keep in mind. It's a short race. Yes, it's 100 laps, but here at Irwindale, that's going to fly by like it's nobody's business, especially when you see everybody putting up almost everybody putting sub 18-second lap times together. We're going to be in for a good show here tonight, folks. And as we wait for qualifying to finish up, let's take a look. These guys, from what I am hearing in the background of chat, which I might need to mute during commercial break, they are not going to... The guys that have not qualified yet aren't going to have time to lay down good laps. So going forward, you are looking, once all of this finishes up and session officially ends, we are going to have Justin Lewis as your pole sitter here tonight. So that'll be a good one to show, and we'll pull up the graphics as soon as the session switches over from qualifying to race. So we'll look at that and have some fun. But like I said, these guys here, this is kind of an off-season league that they're running. They're up here to have some fun. They want to make sure the folks in the league enjoy themselves, have a good time. Everybody gets to go out and race and, put on the show that they've got. You're going to see guys with iRating ranges all over the map, and that's what they want. They don't want to have this limited to a certain range where only certain people are allowed to be here and look at all that. That's not what they want. These guys want to make sure that they have anybody that can come in and race with them and can be competitive, lay down good times. They want them involved. So that's what you're seeing with a lot of these guys here tonight. And we are just waiting for this session to click over. It should be about ready to go. You're going to take a look behind the curtain as I check this. Yep, 10 seconds left. All right. But yeah, like I said, everybody here, welcome. I'm Greg McConey. If you hear stuff in the background, I'm still figuring out my new mic, so I'm going to apologize right up front. But this is Sim Racing Media. We do a bunch of races in a bunch of different leagues, from everything from formerly IndyCar that we used to be able to broadcast. I won't get into that right now. But we do everything from super speedway only leagues to short track specialties like this. We've got an AI series that I think is getting ready to kick back up again. So we've got races every night of the week except for Saturdays. That's kind of the one night that we'll go and do some other styles of racing and other styles of broadcast, let's plays, stuff like that. We have fun with Saturday nights. So make sure you keep yourself tuned in. You like and subscribe and follow us here at Sim Racing Media. You can check us out on Facebook, Sim Racing Media. You can check out our webpage, all of that good stuff. You'll see all of our schedules for what leagues we're running and what's upcoming in shows. So feel free to shoot us a comment, shoot us a like if you've got something that you want to see, or if you're looking for a broadcaster to put on and demonstrate your league, come check us out, shoot us an email. We're going to have some fun here tonight. Like I said, 100 laps, but these are going to fly by at about 18-second lap times. We are expecting to see a lot of these guys have said the tire fall-offs are going to be big tonight as all this goes on, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. And let's pull up, where is it? Qualifying results. Maybe. Oh, is my overlay acting up? Hold on one second, folks. I got to get this overlay reloaded real quick. Fix that as we go to break. Apologize for that, folks. I don't know why my stuff decides it doesn't want to work now, of course. But I'll get that taken care of once we go to commercial break. So it looks like my whole thing hasn't kicked over to what I want. But we'll get it fixed. Don't you worry. Up front, Justin Lewis, Spence, and the 84 of Spencer Sweat. Marcus Smith and Adam Lowe make up third and fourth place. Austin Call and John Held make up row number 3. Row 4 is Michael Accord and Chris Myers. Row 5, Josh Tarrant Hill and Mark Brown. Jason Lear and Todd Merkel make up row 6. Row 7, Max Caldwell and Daniel Regalado. Matt Metler is going to be starting in number 21. Last car on the outside line. Mike Peters, Austin Evans, Chris Vanderpelt, and Josh Yerborough did not make qualifying attempts and have not started the session here tonight. As we get ready to start here, I'll pull back down to a little better camera angle. Justin Lewis is sitting on pole, waiting for the pace car to pull off. And as that pace car gets ready to jump onto pit lane, Justin sits, as it looks like we've got one more lap. Sorry, I thought we were ready to go. But I was wrong. So
no, you're good. What we've done is we've set it to where we have 4 or 5 pace laps. That way the guys have an opportunity to put a little bit of heat in the tires, get used to seeing what a car looks like next to them. We don't know how many of the guys did or didn't participate in the pit parties and stuff, so this gives them just a little more time. It also makes it a little more realistic. When's the last time you went to your local short track, they sent them out and went green first lap? They don't do that, which we're about to do right now. Get this party started.
Sounds good, folks. And the voice you just heard is my buddy and partner in crime here tonight, Mike Peters. He is joining me as Justin Lewis past the line. You see the 84 now jump up. Spencer Sweat tries to get into his inside. Right behind is the number 24, Marcus Smith, as we have no yellow? No yellow right now. Yes, a yellow. Sorry, I got to reload this overlay, folks. I don't know what's going on with it. But we do have a yellow. Jason Lear is the driver that was involved in that incident. We'll take a look back here and see exactly what happened on this restart for the number 20, Jason. He's sitting on the inside there as this field gets going. Oh, the 73 on the high side of Mark Brown got loose, got down into Jason, and that did bring out the yellow flag. So, folks, as we get going, we are going to jump to a quick commercial break real quick. I've got to get this overlay fixed. Hang tight. We'll be right back. You are watching the SLM Fixed Winter Heat Series on Sim Racing Media. Hold tight. Hold on 1 second. I got to fix this. Commercial. Okay. Cool. Let me get this back up. Now everything's working for me. Wunderbar. Let me hide that. Let me empty that. Okay. I think we are good to go. Let me pull this back up. All right. All right, folks, welcome back to Irwindale Speedway. Super Late Model Fixed Winter Heat Series presented and shown by Sim Racing Media tonight. We are here. We've got our overlay fixed. Everything's back to working condition, which is good. Glad to see that going right now. We are currently about to complete lap number 5. We're starting lap 6 as the cars cross the line. Your current leader, Justin Lewis, still out front at the moment. And he is going to choose this outside line as everybody lines up behind him and the iRacing pace truck here tonight. Everybody is still on the lead lap. Everybody's good. Mike Accord did have 20.27 seconds on pit lane, so I think he just clipped the cone. But as we get ready to come back to green, we have Justin Lewis is going to try and get a good launch as he gets a great launch off the outside of that restart zone. He's got a quarter of a second lead going into turn 1 over Spencer Sweat, Adam Rowe, and Marcus Smith. John Held jumps up a couple positions into 4th place at the moment. Everybody right now trying to just get in line, see what they can do, and we do have, we've got another yellow here. Let's take a look and see what happened. Looks like it's between Marcus Smith and Austin Call as we get this going again. Smith up there in that 24 machine. Just gets hurt by the 18 a little bit. Catches that whole back half of the field. A lot of folks involved. Austin Call spun around there in that number 18 machine. Looks like everybody's still all right. Couple bent fenders, a couple noses beat in, but everybody right now is up and moving. Austin Call looks like he's taking it down pit road. probably to use that fast repair. Now, these guys do have 2 fast repairs tonight, folks. So what we've heard from a lot of folks is that you don't really need to do a lot with this car. You don't have to come in and use that fast repair unless you really get that thing beat up. But right now, as they finish lap 9, starting lap 10 of 100 tonight at Irwindale, we're going to see these guys line back up side by side once again. Let's take a look here. Taking a look at the YouTube chats. We've got a Let's Go 84. Alan, shame about the IndyCar racing. Yep, we're back live, Alan. Don't worry. We just had to fix something real quick. As back up front, the man that's led it from the beginning, Justin Lewis. As it looks like we've got a delayed green as Marcus Smith and Austin Call come down pit road, fix their cars up.
Yeah, what happened was we delayed the start a little bit because pit road was open, but some of the guys that had damage were not able to get onto pit road, so we're going to extend it here just a second. They're going to get their quick repair going, and they're going to go in. Unfortunately, we did have to tell the drivers, hey guys, it's not that hard to get around here. I hate to go single file, but if we do this again, we are going to go single file. So hoping we can clean it up a little bit here and get this going. We've had multiple races in this series where we've done 60, 70 green flag laps where we had an incident. I don't know what's in the water tonight, but it's not a good start.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to wait and see. It's going to be fun. We still see the lights on the pace car right now. Let's take a look and jump into the cockpit of Justin Lewis so you can kind of see what these guys are doing. Justin's still out there. He does have plenty of heat in his tires right now, Mike. And, I know you were out there turning some practice laps before. What are these guys feeling right now as they get ready to come back to the green flag?
As demonstrated by what we've seen, I think they're feeling a little bit of impatience. Hopefully we've gotten that out of our system. The track is a little tricky to pass on. You got to run the high side to get some big speed. We ran some pit parties in practice when I was still up in my shop on my rig. And you gotta stack everybody up double file just like you do in the real races where everybody's pretty much double file above or on those white hashed lines. Once the tires wear, you can start to see some really good 2 and 3 wide action with people going below there and kind of sliding around on each other. But when the tires are still fresh, you're not really going to see that. But let's see what happens here on the start.
And Justin Spencer tried to jump. He tried to time it. Justin kind of held up a little bit. Was able to get the lead again, and we see a little bit more contact back here with the 21. Matt Metler gets turned around, and we are back under yellow once again, folks, on lap 14. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened with Matt and Chris Myers. So a little bit of jumble up on that restart. Guys trying to time it. You see the 60 here of Myers. Oh, got a couple incidents. Ooh. Go back and take a look at that one more time. Josh Held got sideways there. Matt Metler, Austin Call involved as well. We're going to take a look one more time. We're looking at the 18 of Austin right now. We saw up front, we saw Spencer try and jump Justin and mistimed it a little bit. Ooh, big contact back there as well. That's a third wreck we didn't see happen. So a lot going on with these guys right now. We're going to jump back to live. As Jason Lear is now on pit road. Chris Myers as well on pit road. We'll take a look at those guys. Let's get a little closer view. Yeah, you see a lot of damage on the right front of that 20 car of Lear. Wondering if he's got any suspension damage. Yep, he's used a fast repair, gotten that car fixed. Going to take 4 Mr. Feelgood, see what he can do. Chris Myers in as well, getting some damaged fix and new set of tires. Let's see, anybody else on pit road? Does not look like it at the moment, folks. So, Mike, you said are we still planning to go back to single file now on this restart?
As much as I hate it, we are going to go single file. So after reviewing some of the stuff, and I think you were probably looking at the same stuff I was, 73 Mark Brown, he had a pedal malfunction, so he didn't go. After he didn't go, we had, obviously they're going to stack up, and then we had a little bit of a lack of situational awareness of people reacting, and I get it. You got a car in front of you, they're not going anywhere. You're looking out the windshield trying to avoid them. You're not checking where other people are. And then you've got people in the back that were just battling for the lead. They're trying to take advantage of that. Contact happens. Incident number 2 was, you got the 21 car. You got Matt behind the wheel of that one. He's new to the series, Matt Mettler. And then Todd Merkel dives below him. Todd overshoots a little bit. Matt comes down a little bit. They get into each other. And there were just several different phenomenons going on there that hopefully we got that out of our system at this point. Again, we've had multiple races with no issues. And here we are with the Destruction Derby of the state of California going on, and single file restart. Hopefully we'll put an end to that. We can get this thing going as we go green here.
Absolutely. Still up front, Justin Lewis has led every lap so far as we are about to start lap 20 of 100, about a fifth of the way through, as we wait on Justin to take that green flag. It's a good launch. It was about a half-second gap on Spencer Sweat. These guys right now pulling away to the tune of about another half-second over Adam Lowe in third place. And that's where you see guys really start to stack themselves up. Right now, everybody with that single-file restart, guys are spreading out. We're doing a little bit of a battle towards the back between, it looks like, Smith. Oop, wrong button. Why did you quit on me? There we go. All right, now we're back. Yep. So we've got a little side-by-side between Lear and Regalado. A little nice two-wide battle here. Now, Mike was saying before how you got to everybody's going to like this upper line until everything starts to kind of settle in. You're seeing that with your leaders of Justin and Spencer. Spencer's trying to peak that lower side on entry, seeing what he can do. And Justin's just kind of riding around on that upper line of the fence. As these guys are going at it, we're going to jump back to Austin here in this 18, fighting with Michael Accord just ahead of him at 17 AC Delco machine. He's got a little bit of damage on the front end of that car, but we're coming up to a quarter way through this race. Not something I'd be really going in and fixing at this point in time. As you see the 3, Josh ahead of him. Nose is beat up, left front's beat up. We're short track racing, folks. We're going to have some fun here tonight. As up front, this battle's heating up between Justin and Spencer. Spencer's just kind of riding right behind him. I'm watching that interval on my live time and scoring tick down ever so much. But these guys, we're seeing Justin kind of get the advantage on the exit of the corner. Spencer dives him a little bit deeper right now. It's going to be interesting to see how the brakes on these cars are going to hold up and how these guys are able to handle that right front tire.
If we can draw back to 5th, too, it looks like we got a battle of room between Todd Merkel and Max Caldwell back there. I know Max is normally pretty fast. He's literally turning his first laps. He actually asked us if anybody was running a Frito-Lay livery because he didn't even have one on the car yet. Todd's ran with us a couple times. I remember Todd jumped in the first time, was concerned. He's like, man, I've never driven these. And then after about 5 minutes, he was like, these are some of the funnest cars in the game. So Max looks like he's figuring it out. Max was our season champion in SCL's Cup Series, so he's going to be working his way up to the front there. But a good little demonstration of offense there. Max was patient, took a couple laps, let Todd slip up the track just a little bit, took his time getting around him, and he's going to try to push that Frito-Lay machine towards the front here.
Yeah, Max jumps up. He's currently up 9 positions from the start of the race, sitting in 4th place. Todd Merkel is up 7, your second highest mover. He's sitting in 5th right now in that beautiful number 2 machine. As right behind him, John Held, Austin Call, battling side by side. Call trying to work that bottom line. Gets a little bit sideways on the entry into turn 1, keeps it off of the 777. And he's going to line back up to try and take another run at him, probably once they go back into turn 1.
And that was a great demonstration of patience by Call. Call's a younger guy. His dad runs has a pro modified. They run at Houston Motorsports Park with a driver, Jason Foray, that drives it. Austin's a young kid in high school. He loves iRacing because, he can actually get some seat time in it. But he's starting to really learn some patience, as you can see here, too. Last race we had was at Five Flags, and he got caught in an incident in the first 5 laps. Went and got some tires and almost ran the leader back down towards the end of it there. So, as he grows in patience, he'll start to find himself at the front of the pack towards the end of the races, as opposed to the beginning of the races. He's doing a real good job here of being patient, taking his time. But let's not discount that 777 car. He's been fast the races that he's shown up every single time, and that gear wrench Ford Fusion, and that thing's been working good too. So, everybody up here, top 5, top 6, can be a threat. And that's what I love about these super late models. The tires kind of wear in, the car's speeds change, not super dramatically. Marquis Smith will be somebody to keep an eye on too. I know he got caught up in that early incident, but yeah, this is a good little field here as we see Michael Accord catch the wall on that ASA throwback Chevy Lumina stock car. That's another thing cool about the super lates. You can run so many cool liveries and paints on these. He's got a Chevy Lumina out here, and that's just a cool looking car.
Oh yeah, no, that's a beautiful looking machine. As right now, just ahead, up in 3rd place, Adam Lowe is under attack from this 94 of Max Caldwell. In that Frito-Lay machine, you talked him up a few minutes ago. He's marching his way up to the front now. He's looking to get 3rd place and get himself up on the podium as we finish up lap 36 here, getting ready to start lap 37 of 100 here for the super late model fixed winter heat series at Irwindale. This is, I'm really loving what I see. I don't get a chance to do a lot of these super late model series, but what I'm watching here tonight is extremely fun. And we're going to actually jump back to Austin Call in this 777. Call's trying to make another shot, almost gets into the door of John Held. Does a great job keeping it on that low side, really trying to work that tire, that right rear, keep that car centered. Just not able to make the pass that time.
This will work out for Accord too, because when they're side by side, he's going to be able to catch up, and then whoever makes a mistake first, he'll just be able to follow him right by. And then Todd Merkel in the number 2 doing everything he can to stay in front of these guys. Todd's been learning these late models, and Todd's somebody that's always there at the end. Todd, we always give him a hard time about his trick to podium. Stay out of trouble, let everybody wreck themselves out, and he's always there. But this is some good side by side, and this is exactly what I was talking about. This is what I wanted to see when we got this league going. Like, they've been going side by side, door to door. The outside lane gets a run. This pass is going to take 4 to 5 laps, if it even happens. Austin makes a mistake, he's going to fall right to the back, and Michael Accord's going to be there to pounce, and he's going to have 3 cars to pass instead of the one that he's trying to pass. And it's just so hard to close the door here. And there's the 17, Michael Accord, ace. He's right there now. So it's one of those things where if he can take that high line away, Austin's going to find himself starting all over. We might see the 17 start working his way to the front of this little pack here. This is exactly what we wanted to see.
Absolutely. These guys putting on a heck of a show. Reason we haven't jumped back up to the lead, we're going to keep our eye here on this battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place right now. Justin Lewis still holding 2/10 of a lead over Spencer Sweat. Adam Lowe still in 3rd. Max Caldwell now in 4th by about 2/10 of a second. You can kind of see that battle a little bit further ahead. But this group of 4 has your closest battle right now. And you talked about it, Mike, how it takes one little slip up to have a pass not work anymore. It's not like a normal oval track or a Kansas, a Michigan, wherever, where you can have 2 lines of racing and you can kind of throw it in there and change it up lap after lap. When you're short track racing like this, you have to be precise every single corner of every single lap if you're going to make any kind of a pass happen.
No, for sure, and that's the thing too, where it's like, these cars, part of the fun in it is it's a good equalizer. Let's check out this battle between Max Caldwell and the 94 and Adam Lowe in the 58. So I have to laugh at this, kind of personally knowing both of these guys. You got Max in the Frito-Lay Delivery 94, and you got Adam Lowe in the 58 Bass Pro Shops car. I'm trying not to laugh too hard about this in my head, but Adam's actually the transport driver for Junior Motorsports. He ran Gragson's 18-wheeler all year, and Max is just a guy up in Kentucky. But it's kind of funny to see the role reversal with the delivery driver here, and Max has just been all over him. But Adam's been doing an excellent job just defending the line, because if you defend it, there's really not a whole lot you can do. And everybody in here, they want to run side by side. They want to run clean, which is one thing that I'm enjoying watching after those first 15 laps of just absolute nonsense. We're not seeing any contact with these guys. They're running, 5 inches off each other's back bumpers. They're peeking out. They're waiting for a mistake. I mean, this is what you want to see. I'm excited to get to race with these guys once the SCL season kicks back off in the next gen cars. Because one of the things that I was really hoping this would happen is to bring in some of our SCL guys to come run these, and then some new guys too, and just work on the racecraft aspect of it. Because these cars, they don't really get compromised a whole lot too when you damage them. Let's check in on Marquis Smith, see where he's at. I haven't checked on him in a while. He's won every single one of these races for the most part out here. Let me see if I can find him.
Smith right now is sitting in 14th place. He is not.
Oh, looks like he retired. Effing chat for him.
Yeah. And we're gonna jump back up. I kind of want to get back to this battle between Caldwell and Lowe, as it looks like Lowe had a little bit of an issue there. I don't know exactly what happened. As we've got the yellow just over halfway, let's go back and take a look at what happened to Adam Lowe here. Racing hard like we talked about with Caldwell. Saw the incident happen down in turns 3 and 4, so we're going to take a look here. Looks like the 94. Oh, just a little bit of a tap on the left rear. It's just enough to get that 58 of low turn. Nothing malicious, nothing bad in any way. I was watching it before while you were talking, Mike. Caldwell was getting to that back bumper of Lowe on exit and kind of giving him a little bit of a push. He got there this time, maybe a little bit of net code between those two, but it sadly does put that 58 of Lowe around. Caldwell still sits in third at the moment. But right now, folks, we are on lap 53 of 100. We're going to take a quick commercial break, pay some bills, hang tight. We'll be right back for the second half of this race as everybody comes in to make their pit stops. Hang tight, folks. Welcome back, folks, to the Super Late Model Fixed Winter Heat Series, brought to you by Sim Racing Media tonight. My name's Greg McConey. I'm joined with Mike Peters here in the booth. We have seen a great segment of racing so far. Justin Lewis still up front, your leader. He did not come down. Both him and Spencer Sweat did not come down pit road that time. But Mike, I believe you were pulling in somebody to the booth.
Earlier we were watching a really good battle with Todd Merkel. Hey, Todd, you got a copy out there?
Indeed I do. What's happening?
Not a lot. We were watching that pretty fun 4-car battle with you, Austin Call, Michael Accord, and then I think it was John Held out there. How's the race going so far? I know we got off to a rocky start, but how's it going now? How do you like these things?
Well, I really like the single file restart, and once you get next to somebody, I ran next to John Held for, had to be 10, 12 laps, just door to door, and that was a lot of fun.
It was awesome.
But I took 2. We'll see what happens. Never tried it on 2 tires here. We're about to find out.
We'll let you get back to it. Good luck. Have fun out there.
Thanks much. We'll see you later.
And now that's going to be interesting to see too, is 2 versus 4 tires. And a lot of these guys, everybody was there within the 43 to 50 second range. So it looks like Todd was down only 49.5 seconds total pit lane time. I'm interested to see what two tires are going to do versus old tires up at the front, Mike. I believe Mike is working on some admin stuff at the moment, but as we see the lights off on the pace truck, Justin Lewis and Spencer are going to get side by side. We're going to wait and see. Pace cars off. It is on Justin to start this race. So he's going to get a great jump over Spencer Sweat up to a half a second as they go diving into turn 1. John Held currently sits in third in front of the 18 of Austin Call. A little further back, Todd Merkel, we talked about him on two tires. He's got the 94 of Max Caldwell on his bottom side. Max, it looks like he did take 4 tires on that stop. So we're going to wait and see. Little contact there between the 94 and the 2. Caldwell and Merkel around. 90, who is that? The 60 of Chris Myers as well. And we are back under yellow here at Irwindale. Let's go back and take a look and see exactly what happened in that wreck. So we're looking.
Yeah,
right
I was just watching it. It looked like, and I know you'll get to it here in a second. It looked like Todd was just got a little bit loose in the outside lane. I know he just said he took 2 tires, and I hate to kind of make fun of him for it, but the cars do drive a little different. He just got a little loose, came down to Max, got into the 60. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, that was a tough one to see. I'm going back. We're going to look at it one more time to take a look at whether Merkel got loose or whether, let's take a look at our chase right now, whether he came down, the 94 came up. I think personally it was a mix of both, because it looked like that too was fairly steady on throttle. But yeah, like you said, 2 just kind of gets that rear end around a little bit, gets down into the 94, and sadly the 60 is just in the wrong place at the wrong time here tonight. As we look up front, Spencer was able to get ahead of Justin. No, he did not get ahead of Lewis on the restart, but Spencer has now come down pit road on lap 63 of 100. That leaves just Justin Lewis, your race leader, the only car that has not come down to pit at least one time. Which is interesting to see. We know these guys have talked about how once these tires, everything heats up, everything runs well for a little while, and then they start to fall off a little bit. And that's common in just about all oval cars that you're going to see. Where that tire fall off does happen. But as of right now, Justin's still been running. He's running a little bit slower than Held was previously, but not by much. So we're going to wait and see once these pace lights go off on that pace truck ahead of them, which looks like we're still going to have another lap or so for that to happen. As we see the field line up now 2 by 2, indicative of the pace truck coming down this time to get this restart started. Justin Lewis still your race leader. John Held in second. Third place, Michael Accord. Austin Call up to third place. Accord is 4th place. We've got the 94 of Caldwell in 5th and Adam Lowe in 6th. Justin Lewis, we said it before, he's had great restarts now. What other tricks does he have? It's another great launch early, and he's going to drive these cars down into turn 1 as there's contact between Accord and Held. Looks like everybody keeps it in place. 17 of Accord does fall back a little bit. He's now back in 4th place. John Held still in 2nd, but we stay green, folks, as we start lap 67. Up front, this battle between Austin Call and John Held is really going to heat up fast. We saw Call love that bottom line, and he worked it for several laps in order to try and make the pass on Held earlier on. Perhaps with a set of fresh tires, we're going to see that bottom line potentially come in a little bit sooner than before.
If you drop back a little bit too, Sweat's trying to make that bottom lane work in the 84. If you drop down to him, you got the 20 and the 60 side by side. They're really not going anywhere, and then he keeps peeking down that bottom lane. During practice, we were playing with it. If you stick it down just right, you can actually get around 2 cars at once when they're side by side, because all you got to do is compromise the rigs a little bit, and you'll be good. It looks like he gave up on that as their single file, but that could have been a cool move we haven't got to see yet.
Absolutely. As up front, we've got a battle for the lead. Trying to get to that inside of Lewis. He had it coming off of turn 4. He's going to try and get to that back bumper. Because both tires are finally starting to give up for Lewis.
Yeah, it's starting to get dicey because he stayed out, which is on these cars are cool because Marquis Smith last week dominated the race on old tires because the handling was consistent. You got comfortable with it. You take new tires, you get a little more grip, but it does change the balance on these cars a little bit, where if you're on the old tires, you're kind of on a comfort cruise control. So we got a pass for the lead going on, or trying to right here. Here we go, side by side for the lead. Justin's doing a great job pinching him down, though. Look at him. He said, you know what? If you want to go down there, I'm going to keep you down there. And then he holds that lead. Excellent, excellent defense by the 07.
Absolutely. John's doing a fantastic job. Catch the wall a little bit. But yeah, Justin was able to hold him down on exit. Just doesn't let John get the advantage of those new tires to get a straight run off. Did a fantastic job up there. A little further back, Mike Cord in this 94. Racing 94.
I think we've got a pretty tough battle back in the back for the 84 and the 60. They're wearing each other out for, I don't even know what position this is, 11th, 12th. 60 is racing the 84. 84 got around him super clean, and the 60 is just trying everything he's got and more. Some things he doesn't have to get back around. It looks like the 84 is starting to clear just as I started talking about that. But right in front of the 20, trying to go around the 3 at Josh Terrett Hill.
Yeah, Josh has gotten into a wall a few times. We've seen that happen in 3. Seems to keep that car together, but he's just very tight under braking right now as we start to see almost 3 wide with Spencer. Spencer currently sitting in 10th place, trying to make that double move like we talked about a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know what Josh did to the body of that car. We actually had a rule where we were not going to allow anyone to run the 3 because, you know, they're not Dale, but since he does work at Junior Motorsports Late Model Shop and he does hang the body on Dale Jr. Super Late Models, we did decide to let him slide. So he's bouncing off the wall a whole lot with really no repercussions here. I'm going to have to ask him after the race what kind of hangers he's got. Get some of those on my Pro Truck. That's a pretty good little trick he's got there.
Absolutely. We see both the 84 and the 60 get around the 20 of Lear. And right now, this 84 of Spencer is trying to do everything he can to get underneath this 3 car. Just isn't able
and
to get.
While he's doing that, the 60's trying everything. This is what we knew we were going to see towards the later laps here. I was hoping to be a little more up front, but still we're happy to see it.
Oh, absolutely. And even up front, we've still got a heck of a battle going on. We're going to jump up to Accord and Caldwell right now. This is your closest group up front, but you see these top 6 drivers all in single file line, and as soon as I say that, we got to jump back because I thought I saw 3 wide with Sweat.
Just talking about them. They were like, you know what, we'll put a better show on.
Yeah, they're trying. They want to take it 3 wide. You've got enough room here at Irwindale to do that as we see.
Oh, 3 wide as Chris sends that Garza Law Firm car right in the middle. Ballsy move and some good give and take by everybody too. He realized this probably isn't going to work that great. I'll try this again in a lap or 2. Excellent demonstration of patience and awareness there by the 60 of Chris Myers.
Absolutely. Spencer does finally complete the pass on the 3 of Josh. Chris Myers is now looking to do the same as they go diving into turn 1. We're keeping our eye right here, folks. This is your closest battle up front. We do still have the top 6 all in line. These guys, though, are putting on one heck of a fight. As you now see the 60 get underneath the 3, maybe a little bit of contact. Really racing hard here, trying to get this dive bomb into the corner to work. Not clear to make the slide job on the exit just yet. There's more contact.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, he stays in it, though. He got a little bit loose, came up just a little bit. Josh said, I'm not going to give you an inch. And, well, he got got put in the wall there a little bit. We'll see him fight back, though. I don't think this is the end of this battle. But let's go check out the front now if they're single file for a couple laps. I'm sure they'll drag us back to the action back here. But let's go see what's going on up front again real quick.
Yeah, we're going to take another look. I saw the 84 of Spencer and this 2 of Todd McHale. These guys are fighting it out again.
And this shows just how fast the 84 is, because it's like it's tricky to pass here. But 2 laps ago, he was, what is that, 10 car lengths back with the 60. And once he gets some clean air, he's fast. But getting around these guys is a task. Looks like he's going to clear the number 2 at Todd Merkel and that Merkel Racing Engines. Super late right there out of Detroit. And now he's got that clean air. He's going to set sail. Let's see how long it takes him to catch the car in front of him as we go back up to this potential battle for leading the front. I keep seeing the number 777. I keep seeing him want to take a look. Oh, he's going around.
777 and the 18 of Call got together. Everybody's going to keep it straight for now. It's going to let Lewis get out to about a second lead.
Yeah, that worked out so good for Lewis, because now he is just going to be able to set sail in front of these guys as Michael Accord puts that Chevy Lumina down on the inside and takes advantage of that too, putting himself up in third. That's something you don't get to say a whole lot nowadays. Doing something with the Chevy Lumina. Also, that's 4th position. I was so excited about the Lumina, I lost position on track.
No, and definitely that 777 of Held is not happy with Accord right now. Accord ran him up to the wall coming out of turn 2 that last time by. But that's what you got to do when you're short track racing and you're coming to 11 laps to go. This race is starting to fly by. As we talked about him. Here's the 84.
He's there, and he's going for that big move on the inside that we were talking about earlier. Let's see how many positions he can pick off. I just realized they have the same paint job too, different number fonts, different color, and different color wheels.
Yep, as these guys are side by side, right behind the 60 and the 2 of Merkel and Myers are side by side battling it out. And as we talked, let's take a look. Call is just getting close to Lewis's rear bumper, not able to get there yet, but we're jumping back to this battle because this is a great battle between these 2 gear wrench cars as they come 9 laps to go here at Irwindale. Not much time left if you're going to make up any spots.
I gotta say, they're doing a great job in those gear wrench fusions, because it's one of those things too where you can tell they're not going to have to open up that box too badly at the end, because they're keeping it pretty clean. They're not giving much more than an inch, but you know, it looks like Sweat's going to barely clear it. He'll definitely get him clear coming out of 2 here. But man, what a drive back up to the front by Sweat here. What an excellent job.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He started back around 13th place. He is now currently up to 6th. As just ahead of them, we're going to go back to our leaders of Lewis and Call. Call is getting closer to that rear bumper. He's able to dive that car a little bit lower on entry than what Lewis has been doing, and it's allowing Call to get up there. And now they come back, 6 laps to go. We should be done here momentarily, as just ahead there is a lap car. I believe that is Daniel. But he's not. I don't think he's going to be close enough to get an effect. But I lied. He's now down onto the inside, gets out of the way, no yellow. We'll go back and take a look at that after. As we see the 18 gets into the left rear of Lewis and pushes him around. Lewis back to the outside. As it looks like Adam Lowe has also been involved in a crash. Todd Merkel is in a wreck. And now the caution comes out. 4 laps to go. You see the 2 of Merkel down on the bottom there. Let's go back first and let's see what happened to Daniel as they get all caught up here. A couple laps ago, lap 94. Let's go take a look at Daniel Regalado and see what happened. Here in turn 2, the incident happens here in the middle of 3 and 4. Oh, gets hard up into that outside wall. I don't know if he had a wheel disconnect or something happened, or he just lost track of kind of where he was. Tried to kind of ride that wall, got a little bit too high, ends up shooting that car onto the inside. And just ahead, oh, you see that wreck there. We'll jump to that now between Lowe and Sweat. If it wasn't Lowe, it was Hill and Sweat. Let's take a look as that wreck happens ahead of him. Yeah, the 58 gets up into the wall coming out of turn 4, down into that 84 machine of Spencer Sweat, and that collects the 2 as well as the 28 as well involved in that mess. Hate to see that happen with a lot of these drivers. Everybody kind of keeps it going. Hopefully you've still got a fast repair left. We'll take one more look from Merkel's view. Let's take a nice cockpit view of this one of the number 2 of Merkel. You see the car down low, that's Daniel. He's out of the way. This is where the incident happens now between 84 and Adam Lowe, and just, oh, the 58 comes back up. Just nowhere Todd could go in that. And I think he had the 20 as well of, who's the 20? 20 of Jason Lear. I think kind of gave him a little bit of help there. Yeah, a little tough to see from that angle. We're going to jump back live, folks.
So we just wrapped up this caution. Todd forgot to check his fast repair, so he's done. But I just got done telling him. So what we're going to do here in this green-white checker situation, we're going to do an all-involved rule. If your local short track ever does this, basically, if there's a caution that comes out, everybody involved in any way or fashion or form, you're going to the back. But once that white flag's out, I told them straight up, have at it, boys. So this should be a good show here. Hopefully we can get this thing going nice and smooth, and we're going to have a super fun last lap. Austin Call's got all the pressure here as Justin Lewis takes that high side. He's been dominating from all day, but right behind him is Max Caldwell, and then Michael. I mean, we've got, and then Sweat's back there too. I mean, this is going to be a good show, hopefully.
Absolutely. As now Lewis gets the jump on the outside, the 18 spins his tires. That's going to allow Lewis to get a good run here. As there's contact between the 60 and 777. 777's around. There's more. The 60's involved. We're going to go back and take a look at this and see exactly what happened. Go back and look at Chris Myers here in the 60 machine. Garza lost. As he gets going, just gets a little bit deep, tries to roll the center a little too much, little 4-wide action at Irwindale. Short track racing doesn't work out this time by. And that's going to put the 60 around. We're going to jump back live now, folks. As up front, Justin Lewis, still your leader, has not pitted at all here tonight. Austin Call sits in second. Max Caldwell up to third place in that 94 machine. That Frito-Lay, we talked about him a little earlier on, did Mike. So we're going to wait and see what this 94 can do. If there's any incidents between Lewis and Call ahead of him, Caldwell's sitting in a prime position. Fourth place, Michael Accord, and fifth place is Spencer Sweat. He's currently down 3 positions from where he started outside pole tonight. He pitted on lap 62 and has worked his way all the way back up to 5th place. It'll be interesting to see what Spencer can do as well. We'll run through the rest of your top 10. John Held in that 777 machine currently sits in 6th place. Jason Lear in 7th. Josh Tarrant Hill in that number 3 machine is in 8th. Adam Lowe in 9th. Daniel Regalado is rounding out your top 10 tonight. And Matt Metler is sitting in 11th, up 5 positions from where he started. Chris Myers is coming off of pit road. He will be at the tail end of this field right now. And like we said, Todd Merkel, hate to see it happen where the fast repair doesn't get checked. But Todd is now out of this race tonight. As we get ready, they're lining up side by side. We've got 2 more shots, I believe, at this. I think there's 3 green-white checkered attempts. And so far, we have used 1 of them. So for those that don't know, green-white checkered basically means you take the green flag, you're going to go around 1 lap, you're going to take the white flag. Once that white flag flies, if the leader takes that white flag, there are no more flags after that. So it will finish wherever you cross the line. As we get going, Justin Lewis on that high side launches early again, gets the 18 spinning his tires down to the bottom, 3 wide, and now that 777 and the 3 machine up in the air. And we're going to stay green.
We're going to leave it green. We're going to tell them to clear the track.
They're clearing the track right now. Up front, Paul and Ford fighting it out. Justin Lewis is holding that lead. He's got about 0.6 of a second all to himself. Back behind the 18 and the 17. Accord and Call side by side. Call gets up, pushes Accord into the wall. But Justin Lewis comes across the line tonight in first place. Austin Call will take home second, and Michael Accord finishes tonight in third place. Mike, what a heck of a race.
And that was interesting. The start and end weren't as clean as I was hoping. The end was pretty good. You know, let's see what these guys have to say.
Absolutely. We're gonna, before we pull them up, we're gonna take a quick look at that wreck between Held, Regalado, and Hill. Kind of take a look and see what happens, and then we'll go back and look at Justin doing his celebration. So we're keeping our eye here on the 777, the 3, and the 93. See exactly what happened with these guys. Just contact between the 84 777. That gets the 777 up into the 3, and the 93 through all of that is sadly just a bystander. But we're going to go back up front and look at these guys celebrating. And let's go pull in our race winner tonight, Justin Lewis. Give me 1 second while I find him. Justin Lewis, Greg McConey up in the broadcast booth, man. You hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, man, that was a clinic that you put on here tonight. You didn't take tires once. Was that your strategy and your plan coming into tonight, or was that something you kind of made up on the fly?
No, I was actually more on a guard to protect the lead from Spencer, and then he decided to stay out last second. I stayed out, and then everybody else pitted, which is how it usually goes when you're leading. So I didn't expect everybody to go down, but I kind of figured I made the bed. Track position here meant everything from races I've ran here in the past, and especially tonight is what it felt like. And once we kind of stayed out, I kind of had to commit, and then I was getting nervous there because you could tell once Spencer pitted and gave the fresh tires basically right on my tail, it was going to be tight, but I don't know how I held them off. Austin gave me a shot once, and it was almost over, but somehow I kept the lead out of it, drove back by him. But yeah, we kind of, it wasn't the plan to run all 110 laps on one set of tires. I would have loved to have another set of tire about 55 laps into that, but we'll take it and go on.
Well, Justin, that was a fantastic race, man. We saw you keep that outside lane from the very beginning. We saw you jump up there into that top side to lead the first lap. Is that something that you guys were really seeing? We talked about it a little bit on the broadcast, did Mike, but was that outside lane really that advantageous for you guys as this whole race went on? Yeah,
every race I've ever ran here before, day, night, doesn't matter. You can run that bottom, but you have to be, it's just a different mindset to run that bottom. I mean, you got to really get it in there and get off the corner really well. And for me, it's just never been something I can do. So, you know, I pretty much plan to run above that white dotted line the whole night, and, you know, a little above it or a little under it every once in a while just to kind of protect. But that's kind of my line. Actually, I felt like it was the groove was a little lower than I'm used to. Usually here, especially in the long runs, you can end up being right on the wall from some of the races I've been in here. But no, yeah, that top line and I get along great about anywhere. I can run the top. I try to run the top. That's kind of my bread and butter. So I enjoy that. I'd prefer to have about every racetrack be that way.
Well, Justin, you did a fantastic job, man. You led flag to flag tonight. Who do you have to thank for this performance?
I just want to thank Mike for throwing this up. You guys for broadcasting our fun series here before the league starts back up here in a couple weeks. And, these are just some real sponsors for my sprint car racing on the car that I kind of threw on to make the paint scheme look good. But, just appreciate you guys kind of coming out and making it nice to watch something for once when I get bored a couple days later. See me actually win something on at least a sim instead of sucking in real life on the sprint car. So it's good to come back.
Hey, speaking of that sprint car, who are these sponsors that you allude to? Give them a shout out. How can we support these companies that support you? Let's talk about them for a second.
So Bradley Aircraft Company, they're an aircraft mechanic in Columbus, Indiana. He does pretty much anything prop planes. Doesn't matter, anything he can do. Jeff Air Pilot Services, they're actually, when I worked at the airport a couple years ago, they were nice enough to sponsor me, and that was my job. I was their general manager. They basically have a flight school in Greenwood, Indiana. So if you want to become a private pilot or, go to the airlines, they can pretty much start you and get you where you need to be. Good group. They do everything I've always noticed to help the customer and not take their money. And then the JL Racing is just me, myself, and I, because you can't really race unless you fund it on your own sometimes.
I know how that goes. Well, great job tonight. Definitely show this to all your friends at the airport because you were definitely flying tonight. Excellent job out there, man. Before we let you go, where do you want to race next week? I'm just gonna call you guys out on the broadcast. Vote for something because you're one of like 5 people that put some input in. Where do you want to race next week? South of I-10 or on I-10? That's the rule.
Oh God, you do that, and I'm directionally challenged.
And you work at the airport.
Well, that's nautical miles. It's not roads. No.
Just shoot me the vote at some point if you can't think about it right now.
I really want to do Talladega in these cars. It kind of reminds me of an IROC series race. I've done one fun hosted lobby and one before, and it was the funnest draft fest with like 40. I think they had a 43 car field in it, and it was a blast. If we can find a setup for it, that'd be great. If not,
I'll send you what I was doing at Auto Club because it's kind of Degas in a super late model.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it can get up to speed and kind of run about 170 to 180, it's about perfect. It just has to draft well, and it took some work. If I remember right, you had to, back in like the 2000s, 2005 range, when you really had to get the numbers together to get a draft working. That's what it reminded me of. But if we want to stick with short tracks, I'm gonna be kind of biased. Let's go like Bristol because I could run a top there, or Bristol or Talladega. We'll go with those two for me.
Both of those are cold in the winter, but we'll take a look at it. Well, thank you for coming down, and excellent job. We will see you hopefully again next week, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, Justin. Good win. Once again, everybody, your winner here at Irwindale, Justin Lewis. We're going to jump down and grab our second place finisher of Austin Call real quick. Austin Call, Greg McConey up in the broadcast booth, man. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Austin, you ran a fantastic race tonight, man. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, in practice, I felt pretty fast until the temperature got hotter and hotter and hotter. Once qualified, and then qualified, not great. So, I got into Marquise early, got sent to the back. But other than that, it went pretty well. Getting through the field was pretty difficult, though. Couldn't really pass much. I don't really enjoy this track, at least passing-wise. But, I mean, it's a fun track to drive, but getting through the field was pretty miserable. But once I was up there, I just was there.
Yeah, we saw you putting on a fight with Lewis there with about 5 or so laps to go. We did see a little bit of contact out of a lot of drivers tonight. Was that something that you guys were having to do to make that pass, that little bit of a bump and run on entry or that little bit of a push out on exit? Is that something you guys needed to do a lot, or were you able to kind of change your lines to really make a pass happen?
I didn't really make bumper to bumper contact like that at all. I don't know what other people were doing. I wrecked people. Those were mostly but like whenever I was trying to pass someone, I was doing my best to not get into them. I was trying to run a line like a little bit lower than them, or try to just get a run off the corner and see what I could do with it. to the
You were
best of my
doing
ability.
you're doing a great job running clean out there. We were actually watching during a lot of those times, and I was actually complimenting your patience on a lot of those. There's a couple times where you sent it in, and we could literally see you kind of be like, maybe that's not the best idea, and you give just a little bit. Now you were doing a good job with the give and take out there. There were a couple times where you did give a little bit of chrome horn, but wasn't anything egregious. But no, it's just a great job out there, man.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, sorry, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when I got into Marquis, so it's in practice when I went down there, it wasn't as tight. It was way tighter in the race than I was expecting it to. So that's all that happened there. I mean, I just wasn't expecting it pretty much.
You were just paying him back for 5 flags. Let's be honest. You want to give a shout out to anybody? Is your dad watching today? Where's he at?
I don't actually know at the moment where he is, but he was calling me in the middle of the race, so I'm assuming he's not watching. But yeah, I want to say,
don't tell him where you finished though.
Yeah, thank you to him for getting me into racing and getting me into iRacing. Also getting me a real car. Now I can race in real life. And yeah, I mean, pretty much my entire racing career can be owed to him. And then obviously some other people like Dane and Robert, but yeah. And then obviously Renault, my totally real sponsor.
I got to get you some headlights for that thing. Well, thanks for coming out, man. Good job. Look forward to seeing you next week. Where's your vote? Where should we race next week?
Easily North Wilkesboro. I mean,
all right.
I voted there last week. I love the track.
Wilkesboro. It's a little north of I-10, but I might let it slide. But good job out there. Hopefully, we'll see you next Monday. And I really look forward to seeing you in a Legends car at Houston Motorsports Park next year. I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Well, Austin, congrats again on your second place finish, man. You had a heck of a race, did a fantastic job. Good luck next week wherever you guys may race, and good luck and rock on. Now we've got our
third place in that Chevrolet Lumina. I just love saying that.
Yeah.
We've got
Where's your Chevrolet?
Ace Accord, the original Drift Militia from Forza Motorsports. How'd that race go for you, buddy?
That was a fun race. That was a real fun race. Kind of actually just followed Austin most of that race. Let him do all the work, and then just put it where I need at the end to try to snag that podium.
Yeah, Mike, you did a great job, man. We kind of watched your march through the field. Tell us about what this track was doing for you and how this car was feeling.
I really love this track. This track, you really got to race the track. It's kind of, I kept telling everybody in practice, it's a mini Darlington. It's a mini Darlington. Because it is. You got to race the track. And then the car is just a pleasure. I love this car. You can bang with it. It's got the torque to light up the right rear anytime you want. I love this series, and I recommend hopping in here and jumping in a practice session and just getting your feet wet.
Yeah, you guys certainly put on a heck of a show here tonight. There were a couple issues early on, but then once everybody kind of settled down, we really saw some fantastic racing. Were you feeling through the night, I guess is a good way to put it, that the bottom line kind of opened up at all for you, or was everybody pretty much pinned to the top? Like, we saw everybody pinned to the top, but I didn't know if that was just playing more follow the leader, or if that bottom line really just wasn't coming together for you.
Greg, every time I tried to try the bottom, and every time Austin in front of me, I watched him try the bottom, we just seemed to burn up our tires. So I just didn't work all night. I actually stuffed it in the outside, and that's how I able to snag third, almost second there at the end. But yeah, that bottom never really started working. You could peek down there, and you could look down there, especially on the two tires, but it just never really materialized anything you could pass on.
Well, Mike, coming home in third place tonight, who do you have to thank for this run?
Honestly, it's just all the guys in the practice session, man. I didn't have the pace in practice and qualifying. And just following Austin, working with those guys, talking to Max, talking to all these guys. We're competing against each other, but we're bouncing off information, and that actually helped me gain pace and just be there at the end.
Well, Mike, that's
a shout out for the Lumina. Come on, man.
The Lumina was fast, man. I mean, the Berger Chevrolet, Advanced Auto Parts, number 17 Chevy Lumina. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with that paint, that livery for a while. Shout out, that is JD on Trading Paints, his paint. If I had I'll post a link in the paint session for you guys in the club.
Well, there you go, man. I know Mike has one more question for you before we let you go here tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you guys vote because y'all be slacking when I ask you guys post race. Where would you like to race next week? Somewhere near Interstate 10 or south.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. I don't know. There's a lot of tracks. I guess it depends if we want to go big or small. I'll give you two. If we're gonna go big, I say we go to Homestead, and if we go small, I really like Hickory. I've ran this car at Hickory, and it's fun. And I think we should do figure eight qualifying. I know that's been discussed. I think that would be a blast.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious and a good time.
Yeah, Greg, before we launched the race, I know everybody was catching up from New Year's. We had actually originally proposed trying to work it into the broadcast where qualifying would be done in a 25-lap figure eight shootout, and the finishing order from the figure eight race would determine the starting order for the oval race, but I just didn't have time to arrange it. But you may see some interesting things next week when you come in here and watch this fun fest that we try to throw.
Oh, yeah, that would be a fun one to see. I'd love to see somebody do that for short track qualifying. You talk about mayhem on a normal short track. You throw a figure eight in there, you are really going to go out and have some fun with that. But
well, it would also promote racecraft too, because part of what we're trying to do to promote here is just the passing and stuff. I got to give a huge shout out to the 84 Sweat. I mean, he probably the most green flag passes all race. You know, he got in the back, and I know Ace, you were trying to make that lower line work, but you were standing up in all that Formula Drift rubber up there. And but that 84 car, he was the only one I saw that was able to send it all the way down in the corner and get a run and get it to just clear after a couple laps. But yeah, we might do something to mix it up here a little bit.
Well, that'll be a fun one to see. Michael Accord, congrats again on your third place finish, man. Good luck next week, wherever you guys may be. And good luck the rest of your season.
Thanks, Greg. Have a good one, guys.
So that's going to wrap it up here from Irwindale tonight. Once again, my name is Greg McConey. I've got my co-broadcaster, head admin, live admin, whatever title you go by, Mike. Mike Peters.
I like to go by a professional pizza consumer.
There you go. That works too. But, folks, once again, this is a super late model fixed winter heat series broadcasted on Sim Racing Media. Once again, my name is Greg McConey. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow us, follow this series. These guys do a great job week in, week out. Continue to check them out on our YouTube page. Check Sim Racing Media out on Facebook, and we hope to see you guys again. But before we leave, we want to give one final reminder. Once again, thank you again for joining, but we want to leave you and say to keep your foot on the floor, keep the car off the wall, and we'll see you back here at SRM. Good night, everybody.